Picture this. You're walking through your own kitchen, a place you've navigated thousands of times. No obstacles, no distractions, just another ordinary Tuesday morning. Then suddenly, your world tilts. Your foot catches something that isn't there. Your body lurches forward, and for one terrifying moment, you realize you might not catch yourself. That was my wake-up call. And if you're a man or woman over 60, it might be yours too. My name is Gorge, and at 72 years old, I've learned something that changed everything about how I think about aging. Did you know that medical experts now say 99% of older adults will face balance problems at some point? That's 99 out of every 100 people. But here's what gives me hope, and what might give you hope too. Most of these problems aren't caused by aging alone. They're caused by 8 specific mistakes we make every single day. Stay with me, because mistake number 6 sent me crashing to the floor and taught me a lesson I'll never forget. More importantly, I'm going to show you how to avoid every single one of these traps so you can keep your independence, your confidence, and your freedom to live life on your terms. Mistake number 1. Your shoes are sabotaging your safety. Let me start with something that might shock you. The biggest threat to your balance might be sitting right there in your closet. For decades, I wore the same style of casual loafers. They were comfortable, easy to slip on, and I thought they were perfectly fine. Until one autumn afternoon when I was walking to my mailbox. The edge of my shoe caught a small crack in the sidewalk, a crack I'd stepped over hundreds of times before. This time was different. I pitched forward, arms windmilling, barely catching myself on a neighbor's fence post. That night, I did something I should have done years earlier. I actually looked at my shoes. Really looked at them. The soles were smooth as glass from wear. There was no support around my ankles. The heel was so worn down that my foot tilted slightly with every step. Here's what I discovered that might save you from your own close call. After age 60, our feet change dramatically. The arches flatten. The natural padding on the bottom of our feet wears thin. Our ankle muscles weaken, and our reaction time slows down. The shoes that served us well at 50 can become death traps at 70. So what makes a shoe safe for us now? First, the sole needs real grip, something that bites into the ground, not slides across it. Second, you need ankle support. Your shoe should hold your foot steady, not let it roll around inside. Third, cushioning is crucial. Your feet need protection from hard surfaces like concrete and tile. And finally, fit matters more than ever. Too loose and you'll trip. Too tight and you'll lose feeling in your toes. I know what you're thinking, but I don't want to wear those clunky orthopedic shoes. Here's the good news, you don't have to. Today's market offers stylish options that look great and keep you safe. I found a pair of walking shoes in rich brown leather that get compliments everywhere I go. And let's talk about house slippers for a moment. Those soft, cozy slip-ons might feel wonderful, but they're accidents waiting to happen. I learned this the hard way when I nearly went down carrying a cup of coffee. Now, even at home, I wear supportive shoes with proper grip. The difference in how confident I feel is remarkable. Your shoes are your foundation. When your foundation is solid, everything above it stays stable. Mistake number 2. Thinking strength training is for young people. This mistake almost cost me my independence, and I see it everywhere among my peers. We think strength training means pumping iron at the gym with young bodybuilders. We picture complicated machines and intimidating weights, so we avoid it entirely. Big mistake. After age 50, we lose muscle mass every single year. Not a little, a lot. About 1 to 2% annually, and it accelerates as we get older. This happens so gradually that you don't notice until one day you try to get up from a low chair and realize you need to push off with both hands. Or you struggle to carry groceries that used to feel light. Or worst of all, when you stumble, your body just doesn't have the strength to catch itself. My moment of truth came on a Thursday morning. I was getting out of my favorite reading chair, the same chair I'd been using for years. Suddenly, I couldn't do it. My legs just wouldn't lift me up without using my arms to push. That's when I realized I'd been slowly losing the strength that kept me independent. I started simple. No gym membership. No personal trainer. Just a pair of 5-pound weights from the local store in 15 minutes, 3 times a week. I did arm curls while watching the evening news. Wall push-ups during commercial breaks. Seated leg lifts while reading my morning paper. The changes surprised me. Within a month, I was standing up from chairs without thinking about it. Climbing stairs felt easier. Most importantly, when I did have a small stumble in my garden, my body responded. My core engaged. My legs steadied me. I didn't fall. Strength training isn't about looking like a fitness model. It's about having the power to react when life throws you off balance. It's about maintaining your independence. And it's about something even more important, confidence. When you feel strong, you act strong. You stop avoiding curbs, uneven paths, and stairs. The best part? You can start today, right in your living room, wearing whatever you want. Just your body weight and maybe a light pair of weights. That's all it takes to rebuild what time has quietly taken away. Mistake number 3, ignoring what your eyes are trying to tell you. I bet you never connected your eyesight to your balance. I certainly didn't, until a midnight trip to the bathroom changed everything. It was 2 a.m., and I didn't want to wake my wife by turning on the lights. I thought I knew my way perfectly. I'd walked that hallway thousands of times. But as I stepped carefully toward the bathroom, my foot caught the edge of our bedroom rug. Down I went, hard on my shoulder. The bruising lasted 3 weeks. That fall taught me something crucial. Your eyes do much more than help you read or watch television. They're actually one of your body's primary balance systems. Your brain uses visual information to understand where you are in space, judge distances, and navigate obstacles. When your vision isn't working at full capacity, your balance suffers. As we age, our vision changes in ways that directly affect stability. We lose contrast sensitivity, making it harder to see where one surface ends and another begins. Our depth perception weakens, so we misjudge steps and curbs. Low-light vision deteriorates, making evening and early morning movement treacherous. Many of us are walking around with outdated prescriptions. I'll admit it, I wore the same glasses for almost 5 years because they seemed good enough. After my fall, I finally scheduled an eye exam. Sure enough, my prescription had changed significantly. The eye doctor also recommended anti-glare coating and special lenses for better contrast in dim light. But it's not just about glasses. It's about lighting too. I added simple plug-in night lights to my bedroom hallway and bathroom. These small, inexpensive additions gave me the confidence to move around after dark without fear. If your glasses are scratched, outdated, or not suited to your current needs, you're putting yourself at risk every day. If your home has dark corners and poorly lit areas, your eyes are working overtime, leading to fatigue and disorientation. Here's my advice. Clean your lenses daily. Schedule that overdue eye exam. Replace dim bulbs with brighter, warmer LED lights. Your balance begins with what you see, so make sure you're seeing clearly. Mistake number 4. Trusting your medications without question. This one hits close to home, and it's more common than you might think. A few years back, my doctor prescribed a new blood pressure medication. I was having some issues with elevated readings, and this was supposed to help. I took it exactly as directed and expected to feel better. Instead, I started feeling like I was walking on a boat in choppy water. It began subtly. I'd stand up from my recliner and feel a slight tilt, like the room was gently rocking. I blamed it on being tired or maybe not drinking enough coffee. But over the next few weeks, it got worse. One evening, getting up too quickly from the dinner table, I stumbled sideways and had to grab the wall to steady myself. That night, I did something I should have done immediately. I read the fine print on that pill bottle. Right there in black and white. May cause dizziness, lightheadedness, or loss of balance. Here's what I learned that could save you from the same experience. As we get older, our bodies process medications differently. A dose that worked perfectly at 55 might be too strong at 75. Plus, many of us take multiple medications, and the side effects can interact in ways that even doctors might not immediately recognize. You have to become your own health advocate. If something feels off, even slightly, don't brush it off as just getting older. Write down what you're experiencing: dizziness, fatigue, unsteadiness, confusion. Keep a detailed list of every medication you take, including over-the-counter pain relievers, vitamins, and supplements. When I brought my concerns to my doctor with specific examples and a complete medication list, he immediately saw the problem. We adjusted the dosage of my blood pressure medicine, and within days, the dizziness disappeared. My balance returned, and more importantly, so did my confidence. Never ignore what your body is telling you. Sometimes just aging is actually just medication, and a simple adjustment can restore your stability and peace of mind. Mistake number 5. Furniture walking and the pride that keeps us falling. Let me ask you something, and be honest. When you walk through your house, Do you sometimes reach out and touch the back of a chair? Rest your hand on the kitchen counter as you pass by? Use the hallway wall for just a little extra stability? If you answered yes, you're doing something called furniture walking, and you're not alone. I did it for years without even realizing it. I told myself I was just being careful, maybe resting for a moment. But the truth was harder to admit. I was using my furniture as an informal support system because I no longer trusted my balance. The problem with furniture walking is that furniture isn't designed to catch you if you fall. That pretty side table isn't built to support your full weight if you stumble. That kitchen chair might slide away just when you need it most. I learned this lesson the hard way. I was carrying a basket of clean clothes from the bedroom to the living room, both hands full, so I couldn't steady myself on anything. As I stepped from the carpet to the hardwood floor, my foot slipped slightly. Without anything to grab, I nearly crashed into my coffee table. That's when I realized I had two choices. Keep pretending I didn't need help and risk a serious fall, or swallow my pride and get the support I actually needed. The next week, I bought a walking cane. Not one of those medical-looking aluminum things, but a beautiful wooden cane with a comfortable grip and an elegant design. And you know what happened? Instead of feeling embarrassed, I felt empowered. Instead of reaching for unstable furniture, I had something designed specifically to support me. The difference was immediate. I walked taller, moved more confidently, and stopped that constant mental calculation of what can I grab if I need to. Using a cane isn't giving up. It's not admitting defeat. It's choosing safety over pride and independence over fear. If you find yourself touching walls, chairs, and counters more often than you used to, that's your body asking for help. And there's absolutely nothing weak about listening. Mistake number 6, avoiding balance exercises, the one that sent me to the floor. This is the mistake that literally knocked me down and changed everything. I thought balance was like breathing, something that just happened automatically. I assumed that if I stayed generally active, my balance would take care of itself. I was wrong. It happened on a Saturday morning in my kitchen. I was reaching for a coffee mug on a high shelf when I heard the phone ring in the living room. Without thinking, I turned quickly and took a fast step toward the sound. That's when my world went sideways. My ankle gave out, my body twisted, and I went down hard on the tile floor. Lying there, stunned and shaken, I realized something that scared me more than the fall itself. My body hadn't even tried to catch me. There was no automatic correction, no quick adjustment to regain balance. I just fell. That's when I learned that balance is like any other skill. If you don't practice it, you lose it. As we age, our balance system weakens from 3 directions. Our ankles get stiff and don't adjust as quickly. Our core muscles weaken and can't stabilize us. And our inner ears, which help control balance, become less sensitive. But here's the incredible news. Balance can be retrained at any age. Your brain can learn new patterns, your muscles can get stronger, and your confidence can return. I started with the simplest possible exercises. Standing on one foot for 15 seconds while brushing my teeth. Walking heel to toe across my hallway like I was on a tightrope. Shifting my weight from left to right while holding the back of a sturdy chair. No fancy equipment. No gym membership. Just 5 minutes here and there throughout my day. The results amazed me. Within weeks, I felt more stable on my feet. I stopped bracing myself every time I stood up. I quit second-guessing every step on uneven ground. And one morning, I caught myself dancing a little to the radio while making breakfast, something I hadn't done in years. Balance exercises aren't just about preventing falls. They're about reclaiming your confidence, your freedom, and your trust in your own body. Think of it like brushing your teeth, something simple, daily, and life-changing over time. Mistake number 7, the silent threat of dehydration. Of all the balance threats I'm going to share with you, this one might be the most surprising and the most overlooked. Not drinking enough water can literally make you dizzy, confused, and unsteady on your feet. And the scary part? You might not even feel thirsty. I discovered this by accident during a particularly hot summer. I'd been feeling increasingly tired and lightheaded, especially when getting up from sitting. One afternoon, standing up from my garden chair, the world spun so violently I had to sit right back down and put my head between my knees. My first thought was that something was seriously wrong. But when I mentioned it to my doctor, he asked a simple question: how much water are you drinking each day? I honestly didn't know. I had my morning coffee, maybe some tea in the afternoon, and a glass of something with dinner. When I actually started paying attention, I realized I was getting maybe 3 glasses of actual water per day. For a 72-year-old man, that's dangerously low. Here's what I learned. As we age, our sense of thirst weakens. Our bodies don't send the same strong, drink me signals they used to. Meanwhile, our kidneys become less efficient at conserving water, and medications can increase fluid loss. The result? We can be significantly dehydrated without feeling particularly thirsty. Mild dehydration, the kind that creeps up slowly over hours or days, causes dizziness, confusion, fatigue, and dangerous drops in blood pressure when you stand up. All of these directly threaten your balance and increase your fall risk. The solution is simpler than you might think. I started keeping water visible everywhere, a glass on my nightstand, a bottle by my reading chair, another in my car. I aimed for 6 to 8 glasses of actual water each day, not counting coffee or tea. The difference was remarkable. My energy returned. My afternoon fatigue disappeared. Most importantly, I felt steady and confident when moving around, especially when standing up quickly. If plain water seems boring, try adding a slice of lemon or cucumber. Herbal teas count too, as do clear broths. The goal is consistent hydration in a way that fits your lifestyle. Staying hydrated might be one of the easiest, cheapest, and most powerful ways to protect your balance. Don't let this silent threat catch you off guard. Mistake number 8. Living in yesterday's house. The final mistake is one that's hiding in plain sight, in the very place where you feel safest, your own home. We become so familiar with our living spaces that we stop seeing them as they really are. That throw rug you've had for 20 years, the dim hallway lighting, the step up from the garage. These familiar features can become serious hazards as our bodies change. My realization came during what should have been a simple task. I was carrying a load of towels from the laundry room to the linen closet, arms full, when my toe caught the corner of a decorative rug in the hallway. I didn't fall, but I twisted my knee badly enough to keep me off my daily walks for 2 weeks. That injury forced me to look at my home with new eyes. Not the eyes of someone who'd lived there for decades, but the eyes of someone whose balance and mobility had changed. What I found surprised me. In the bathroom, I had no grab bars, just slippery surfaces and a bath mat that shifted under my feet. The hallway had a single dim bulb that left too many shadows. In the kitchen, I kept my most used pans in a low cabinet that required bending and twisting to reach. Each of these seemed normal because I'd lived with them for years. But normal and safe aren't the same thing when you're over 60. I made systematic changes, and none of them cost a fortune. I removed loose rugs and replaced them with non-slip mats. I installed grab bars in the bathroom, not just in the shower, but next to the toilet too. I upgraded to brighter LED bulbs throughout the house and added motion sensor night lights in key areas. I moved frequently used items to waist height to eliminate unnecessary bending. I made sure every stairway had secure railings. I even bought a shower chair for those days when my legs felt tired. These weren't drastic renovations. They were smart adaptations that made my home a partner in my safety rather than a source of hidden dangers. Here's a quick assessment you can do right now. Walk through your home and ask yourself, if a friend my age visited for the first time, what would make them feel unsafe? Then address those issues one by one. Your home should support your independence, not threaten it. Most falls happen at home, but most falls can also be prevented, not through fear, but through thoughtful preparation. Your balance, your choice, your future. So there you have it. 8 mistakes that silently steal our balance, our confidence, and sometimes our independence. Some seem small, like drinking an extra glass of water or updating an eyeglass prescription. Others feel bigger, like starting strength training or using a walking aid. But here's what I want you to understand. You don't have to accept balance problems as an inevitable part of aging. You have more control than you've been told and more options than you might realize. Every single one of these mistakes is fixable. Every one of these problems has a solution. And every small step you take to address them is an investment in your future freedom. If you've been avoiding certain activities because you're worried about falling, if you've stopped going places because you don't trust your balance, if you've ever had that quiet fear of, what if I fall and no one's there? Then you're exactly who I made this video for. You're not weak for being cautious. You're wise for preparing. You're brave for choosing to face these challenges instead of ignoring them. Taking control of your balance isn't about giving in to aging. It's about refusing to let aging control you. It's about building the kind of confidence that lets you step forward again, not with fear, but with freedom. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Which of these 8 mistakes surprised you most? What's one change you're going to make starting today? Your story might inspire someone else to take that first important step toward better balance. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want more practical advice and heartfelt guidance for living your best life after 60, subscribe to Elders Wise Insight. Take care of yourself, my friend. Your body has carried you through so much. Your future self is counting on you to keep moving forward, steady, strong, and full of confidence. Remember, your balance is your choice, and your future is still in your hands.